Welcome to the AI Automations for Business podcast. We're your hosts, Katie and Noel, and we'll be discussing how you can use AI for your business along with the latest news, updates, and automations to help you stay ahead of the curve, allowing you to grow and scale your business more efficiently. Please be sure to subscribe, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome back to another episode. Hello, I'm Katie, and as always, I've got Noel here with me. Hi Noel, how you doing?
Yeah, doing really good, thank you. Yeah, just a little bit warm this week.
Yeah, we've currently got a heat wave here in the south of England, so yeah. And as any Brit would know listening, us Brits don't do well in the heat, mainly because we don't have aircon in our houses and we have like 80% humidity.
Yeah, I think our listeners in the US and Australia would laugh at us, really.
Yeah. No, are there any AI or automation updates before we, if you're new listening to this podcast, before we get into the main part of the podcast, we always talk about if there's any new updates, whether that's in the AI world or in the automations world. And Noel usually runs through them quite quickly, but any updates that we need to be aware of?
So, yeah, there's a couple. Okay. So there's been a bit more information with the Fable and Mythos models from Anthropic.
Yeah, so obviously they came and then they went.
Yeah, the US government shut it down. Yeah, sports. So it's been 2 weeks now, and they're still not back. So, but they're looking. Well, I think there's some sort of regulatory compliance that Anthropic and other platforms have got to do soon. So on the 8th of July, they're going to start bringing in ID checks and things like that when people create accounts and things like that. So that's potentially going to be an opening to allow people with verified ID to access Fable, so they can keep track of you. So if you do something naughty, they know where to find you.
Right.
I guess. But the reason why it really got shut down is there's been some circulating reports that the Mythos model found workarounds in the NSA's in the US, the NSA security networks and stuff like that. So, yeah, they weren't particularly pleased about that. Yeah, but lots of cybersecurity people are actually saying, well, we want this model back because it's helping us out a hell of a lot to combat security issues. So can we have it back, please? But anyway, as of yet, no sign of it coming back, which is really annoying.
I mean, for the very few hours that I used it, I thought it was great.
Yeah, I loved it. Loved every minute. I used it lots. So the next bit of update is there's a new model from ZAI from China called GLM 5.2. And this is a completely open source model. I think it comes in at about 70% cheaper than Opus 4.8, but it has Opus 4.8 kind of power. So, yeah, it's a pretty awesome model for anyone that's looking to do stuff in bulk, have some intelligence, and not pay all the money. So, yeah, you can also host that locally as well, which is something we talked about last week. It's quite a beefy model, but yeah. It could be done. And and there's something that's slightly a little bit off topic, but also quite interesting is Midjourney. So for those that have probably, I don't know, if you're new to the AI space, you may not have heard really much of Midjourney, but they were
I feel like we haven't mentioned Midjourney for a long time.
I know.
Months.
Yeah, because they were like the leading image model. For ages and ages. But, I mean, looking back at it now, they were pretty terrible. But compared to the image models we have today. But they've kind of done a different tack. And basically, they're going to be creating, like, Midjourney spas. So there's going to be one in San Francisco in a couple of years. But basically, they're replacing MRI technology that you would have at a hospital. So they've basically worked out a way to use sound and images to basically create like an MRI type scan of your body without the radiation. So it's still images, it's still AI, but yeah, I thought it was really interesting.
I
But
think
yeah,
that's so interesting.
yeah, yeah, especially without the radiation. So like, I guess like people that are pregnant and things like that, obviously that's it's a bit of a concern, isn't it, having an MRI? But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, really interesting. I would hate to see what price it would be.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be cheap,
Well,
but
to start with, like, most things is like, when MRI first came out, it was horrendously expensive, all the hospitals. But
mm,
yeah, wow, okay.
yeah, something
Yeah,
different
that's
from the
useful.
yeah, awesome.
Okay, so let's go into our topic for this week's podcast, and it's all about how to keep your business running over the summer. Maybe you want to reduce your hours for work, for your business. Maybe you actually just want to take some time off over the summer, for whatever reason, spend time with your loved ones, enjoy the weather, you know, go away, whatever you want to do. It tends to be that people just want to work less over the summer. So this is for our northern hemisphere people. Sorry if you're living currently in the southern hemisphere, where obviously you're in midwinter. But maybe take some notes for for the next summer, and yeah, maybe you can implement them when summer does come around for you guys. So yeah, so we want to talk about, so as well, it doesn't have to be, I guess, summer. It could be if you want to just take a break from your business at any time and you don't want to drop the ball. Because for a lot of people, if you don't work, you don't get paid, or if there's not someone answering the emails, then things really, really slow down. And sometimes that's fine, but sometimes you don't want to take your foot off the pedal. So we thought we would just talk about like how to keep your business running when you want to take a break, whether that is the summer, whether it is going on holiday, or whether it is juggling, having children off of school. So, Noel, do you want to start us off with one of the first things that we can do to keep our business running whilst we want to take that break?
Yeah, I guess the first thing while people are taking time off, like I used to work with a guy, and he would go on holiday for like 2 weeks, and he'd come back and he'd have like 200 emails in his inbox. so the first thing we want to do is to talk about maybe how to automate and maybe even customize out of office responses in your inbox.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great. You can have that out of office and just go, hey, just I'm not here. Talk to this person. Maybe look at this link. But there's probably going to be some edge cases which AI and automations can help you out with on that as well. So they could be asking a question about a particular service. So then you could then customize the response with AI to say, oh, well, this service, that's the link for it. We'll get back to you in a couple of weeks, but you can find the information here and things like that. So, for your customers, they're not just getting that plain old, I'm not around, I'll be back in 2 weeks. Yeah, see you then kind of out of office responses. So yeah, it kind of gives that bit of, I guess it kind of gives a bit more of a better experience as well for anyone that's emailing into your business account and things like that. So yeah, that's really kind of easy to set up in things like Make.com or N8N, Zapier, those sort of things. So yeah, really straightforward to do. Obviously, they connect to all the main email accounts, so Gmail and Outlook. So yeah, they can get all of that information and things like that. So these sort of things go out straight away. So yeah, but obviously you can also use AI to maybe categorize these emails as well. So you don't really want to be, someone sends you in like a cold email, like you don't want to be sending a customized out of office for that. So you know,
Wow.
you could have AI in there as well to categorize it and say, well, look, don't bother with this one. Just
Yeah.
send the generic response back and things like that. So yeah, really, really awesome little addition that will keep things ticking.
Yeah. And kind of prevent that overwhelm when you
Mm,
do go back to work and you're not drowning in
yeah,
emails.
exactly. Yeah, and you could come in on the Monday, and then you would then have to be responding to all of these emails and go, oh no, here's the links, here's the that's already been done. You've just got to
Mm,
get back in touch and go, oh hey, I'm back.
yeah.
How was that information? Things like that. So yeah, really awesome little automation.
Yeah. I love that. So what else might we be able to do to keep our businesses running whilst taking a break?
So another thing, so for anyone that has like they sell like specific services that need support and things like that whilst you're not there, and people might be creating tickets, there might be community members that are raising support queries and for whatever services you provide. So what we could do is to have an AI agent which can go through. It can have access to your knowledge base. It can have access to all kinds of information about the services you provide, and basically go through and start classifying and responding to all of your support requests. So you're not coming back off holiday to 200 requests, and you've then got to go through manually and figure them out yourself and stuff like that. So at least with an AI agent, it can then go off and figure all of this out for you and give those clients the support they need.
Yeah, I think that's really great. Being able to still, have that customer support
Mm.
whilst you're not here, or
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you don't have to be worried about it, because I feel like that is quite a stressor, isn't it? And like almost you can't quite switch off knowing that actually people are going to be contacting you for that customer support. And I feel like, yeah, if you've got something that can, help people with even if it's the frequently asked questions, which there
mm.
will be many, many of, whether it's logging in, it's payments, it's cancelling memberships, things like that. Yeah, I feel like that would take quite a lot of stress away and allow you to actually enjoy the break that you want to take.
Yeah, enjoying that cool cocktail on the beach somewhere.
Sounds good.
Yeah, because the last thing you need is to be seeing these emails and you think, oh, I've got to get back to that person to
Yeah,
to help them out. Yeah, you've
yeah,
been in those situations with those sort of emails and stuff like that. It's like, oh,
yeah,
yeah, I just want to turn off and forget about it.
yeah, yeah. Too right. And what else can we do now?
I guess one thing is you could have it doesn't have to be while you're on holiday or on vacation or whatever. This could be something you could put in your business now, and that is to automatically chase invoices that are overdue. So a lot of online accounting software these days have API access, so we can use tools, like your automation tools like Make.com and things like that to basically every day have a look. Do you have any overdue invoices? Yes or no? If yes, then you can then send it through a pipeline. So you say, well, this is now 1 day overdue. Maybe I'll send them an email just to chase them up and see when it's due and things like that. So like not I mean I've been on a beach chasing invoices before. It's not particularly pleasant. I'd rather just not worry about it. So at least with this sort of automation you can just let it go off and do its thing. You could
Mm,
also link in your email account as well. So if they do respond, so let's say it's not paid and it's like 7 days later, you could have your automation then go and check your inbox and go, well, did that person actually respond to the email? And they said, oh, really sorry, but you'll get it in 10 days. Then, you could then have an automation leg that says, well, then don't do anything. Let's wait until they've done 10 days and
yeah,
see if it's been paid and things like that.
yeah,
So, you're not chasing something that's, twice when they're like, we've already told you when you're going to get it, so
Yeah.
leave me alone.
And
Yeah.
realistically, how easy would that be to set up?
Within Make, it could be. Oh, I mean, I hate to put a number of modules to it, but probably like 5 or 6 to
Okay.
do something basic. So it would go and get the information from your accounting software. You would then go through AI to then create like an email. It would then go through an email module to then send it and things like that. But then there could also be, like say, like little routes just to triple check. So if you have chased them, that sort of route around to see if you do need to chase them again. Things like that. So yeah, it doesn't have to be super complicated, but it depends on what you want to do, I guess.
Yeah. And do you think someone who is a beginner would be able to set something up like this, or do you think it's someone who has a bit more knowledge with AI and automation?
I would say for this one, maybe, I don't know. It's in the middle of beginner and intermediate, I would say.
Okay.
So for like in like Meg.com, also there's zero code you need to worry about. You're just basically linking data from one module to another module. That's all you've got to worry about. You don't need to understand the technicals on, the API calls that's going on. Like, you don't care about that. You're just saying, I need to find this invoice, and once I have that information, where am I going to send it? So I'm going to link that into like an AI module, give it that data. I guess with like the AI module, you do need like maybe a little bit of experience with prompt engineering, but ChatGPT, Claude, anything that can help you with system prompts and all that sort of stuff. And they're really good at that these days. They used to be terrible, but actually now they're pretty good at that. So yeah, I would say, yeah, a bit higher than beginner, but like I say, with anything with Make.com, like, just give it a go. Like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. They always make it really clear where there's errors and where things have gone wrong. So, it does make it a lot easier. And I'm not sure when they're going to release it. I mean, we can't be that far off the release of Maia.
Yeah. I was just like to
Which,
say they can't be far off.
no.
I
So,
think August. Did they say around August?
yeah, I would have said July, August. Yeah, because that's kind of
Okay.
when most of the big stuff comes out.
So pretty soon.
Yeah, but essentially what that does is it's a chatbot which you can describe your automation to within the platform, and it will go off and build it for you. So if you've never connected these tools together, you've never connected anything into Make, so you could have a fresh account as an example, it would say, right, well, these are the steps we need to do to connect, I don't know, like Zero into your Make account. And it will take you through all that step by step. And then it will link all the data. And then once it's done, it should be up and running and working first time. Fingers crossed. So yeah. But that's kind of, I guess, kind of a cheap way around it. But obviously, to learn it, I would go in and pick it apart and then see what's happened, see what's done, so you can learn how to do that in the future.
Yeah. I mean, some people will want to know how it works, and other people won't won't care how it works as long as it does work.
Yeah, I think you're probably in that camp, aren't you?
Yeah, like for me, it's just like, if it works, great. I don't need to know exactly how it works and why it works. It's like, as long as it works, great. And if it doesn't work, I just want to know exactly why it's not working, which Make does tell you.
It does, yeah. And with Maia as well, it will also help you with those errors as well. So if you do get any, it will help you out with that. Yeah. So that's really, really cool thing that's coming. There is one other automation, which would be really awesome while you're away on holiday. And this is something we covered in last season of the podcast. I believe it was episode 19 with Corky Ballas. And he has a dance studio business, and he was talking to us about a AI voice agent that he has, and it's essentially his receptionist. So people phone up for his dance studio, and they could be inquiring about when to book in, or maybe they're new customers and things like that. So it can help and guide them down that sort of process. It can answer those questions. It can maybe book them in. But he also has that really awesome feature where some people aren't comfortable talking to AI agents. Not everyone likes it. So you also had that option in where it's like, we can just press 2 and then just leave me a voice message and we'll get back to you, whatever you like. But I thought that was kind of a really cool little automation. So if you do have like a phone system with your business and you don't want people calling you when you're on holiday, you could set something like that up and get those questions answered when people call. But yeah, that probably not so beginner friendly, but there's loads of information online and things on how to set those sort of things up.
Yeah, I really liked that episode with Corky. I feel like it was really informative about like actually what you could do. So we'll leave the link to that episode below. So if anyone wants to go and check it out, it's from our season 1 podcast. But yeah, Corky was a brilliant guest, very lively, very entertaining, as you would expect for a dancer, for a performer, a TV personality. So yeah, really, really great. Loved him.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so we would love to know, how are you planning on automating your business while you take a break, whether that's over the summer, whether it's just because you're going on holiday, vacation, or, because you just want to take a break from your business. No excuse needed. We would love for you to let us know. Either come and let us know by email, hello@makeautomations.ai, or over in our free LinkedIn group, which is called AI Automations for Business. Anyone is welcome to join that group. It's completely free. We don't pitch to you in it. It's just a really lovely community of people who are interested in AI and automations for their business. So thank you so much for listening to this week's podcast episode. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope it has maybe sparked some little ideas for you in your brain about, I could do this or I could do that whilst I take a break in my business. And we will catch you next time for another episode very soon.